Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him? I'm Anthony, and I'm gonna take you through today's rebuild workout. Our first warm-up is gonna be butt kicks, high knees, and side plank, 30 seconds each for a total of 2 minutes. Then we'll rest for 30 seconds and go through the whole pattern again. Now we're gonna start with butt kicks. We want those knees coming up high. We want you to hit your heels with hit your glutes with your heels. That's what we're looking for. 30 seconds. Immediately transitioning, 3, 2, 1, high knees, go. Pull those knees up. You wanna lift them nice and high. You wanna try and pass parallel with your thighs. 3, 2, 1, drop down into a side plank. Doesn't matter which side you drop down to, but we're gonna hang out on one side for 30 seconds. Hands on your hips, one leg forward, one leg back. We want you nice and still looking straight ahead. Good, relax. Now, switch over to the other side at the 30-second mark, and that's where you finish. So we're not gonna get one side all the work. So the first round is 2 minutes, then you have a 30-second break, then we'll go through that whole cycle all over again. Now, our second set of warm-up exercises are snow angels, downward dog from a plank, and up downs. So we're gonna lay down on our stomach. Our arms are gonna start out straight up over our heads. Just like you're making a snow angel, you're gonna bring your hands down to your sides and come on back up. Arms down to your sides and right back up. We want you to look straight down at the floor. It should feel like you're lifting up a little bit from that upper back and neck position. It should feel a little bit uncomfortable. We want to stress those muscles because they're really important for excellent posture. Now from here, she's gonna go into a plank position. She's gonna press her hips up and her shoulders are gonna go back. Our focus today is to drive that chest hard and then come back up to the front and hold it. Pick the hips up and again, think hold 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then we'll come on back into center. Now from here, she's in the perfect position to transition into up downs. So after your last rep, you're gonna pull those feet in and stand. Go down and out and in and up. Good, down, out, in and up. Excellent job. All right, cool. Now, we're done with the warm-up. It's time to move on to our strength piece. Every 2 minutes for 10 minutes, we're gonna do strict overhead presses. We want you to shoot for between 8 and 12 reps. There is no tempo on this one. So you're gonna grab onto those weights, you're gonna throw them up to your shoulders. You can use a barbell, a single dumbbell, or a pair of dumbbells, whatever works for you. We're gonna keep those elbows nice and forward and in, press overhead, and lower back down, and repeat. Now, as soon as those dumbbells hit your shoulders, we want you to press it right up overhead. There's no pause time at the bottom. If you're gonna rest there and lower back down. Can you face that way for me? At the top of the movement, we want your arms, your hand, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, and your heels all in nice and tight. What we're trying to avoid is an excessive curve here in the low back, so squeeze those abs nice and tight as you work. Lower back down. Anywhere between 8 and 12 reps works for me. I just want to make sure that you, as you press, don't change position in your body. So as long as your lower body and your upper body are staying still, the arms are what are moving, then you're doing A-okay. Now, after our 5 rounds of overhead presses, we have a shorter conditioning piece today. This one's a lot of fun. There's one movement called a squat, clean, jerk, all put together. Now, we have 30 reps of squat, clean, and jerk with 5 burpees after every 5 clean and jerks. So what we're gonna start with is dumbbells. You're gonna hold a pair of dumbbells outside of your legs. You start down at the bottom, tapping the ground. Every rep comes all the way to the ground. You stand up all the way, you shrug, you drop to the bottom of a squat. That's the first half of the movement. Now from here, you stand up and press them up and overhead. And bring them right back down to the ground. Give me 3 reps, please. Tap the ground, full squat, full press. The idea here is you go nice and quick and you move it along, and it's a lot of fun. The movement's complicated. Our coach will take you through it in class. You can spend some time practicing it to get used to it. Now, if you don't want to use dumbbells, we can use a barbell. The idea here is the same. You should be using a relatively heavy weight here. So we want to grab onto the barbell. It starts from mid-shin with some plates on it. You ride up those thighs, jump, drop, and stand and drive it overhead. Now give me one where you stop in the front rack for me. You got the squat clean part. Now if this weight is really heavy, all the way down and stand it up, you're not gonna be able to drive it up and overhead in one motion. So you can pause here, take a breath, you can dip, drive, and throw it up and overhead. Can you give me a squat clean and jerk, please? So you see the efficiency of the movement. It's a squat clean, you stand up, That was a thruster.
It's a staff and then
Can you give me a squat, clean, and jerk, please? What we're trying to do is promote efficiency. Squat clean, stand up, dip, and drive. It's okay to have that little pause between the squat clean and the jerk. We want you to be nice and tight, nice and organized, so that when you get up and overhead, you're in a nice, stable position. The last thing you want to do is hit an awesome squat clean and fail the jerk, because that rep doesn't count. So every time we want to go from the ground to the shoulders through a full squat and an overhead. It's a big movement, it's a big range of motion. If you feel really comfortable with clean and jerks, this is your chance to push some weight and have a little fun with it. Now on to our question of the day. When you go out to eat, what are you eating? So at Jess and my favorite restaurant in Condado, we get tacos. We make sure there's a ton of fixings on them, so there's a lot of vegetables mixed in with the protein, and they even have some really good vegan vegetarian taco options. So when you go out to eat, do you just get pasta with a bunch of cream sauce, which is delicious? Or do you throw on some broccoli? Do you get some Brussels sprouts? Do you always try and make sure that you get some vegetables in every meal, regardless of how you're getting it? What do you order when you go out to eat? Let us know in the comments below. We love to hear from you. Have a great workout and a great rest of your day.